Hey, what's up, guys? Oh, wait a minute. You said you weren't gonna get Fangoria anymore. It's Halloween season. And when I looked through this, I said, I think I might have some useful fodder. Okay. I don't make any bones about it. When I went over the old Fangoria, Fangoria was one of the best, was probably the horror magazine for most of history, I guess you'd say. I showed you how, in terms of everything from the layout to the subject matter, Fangoria in the 80s and 90s was like unstoppable, even into the 2000s, right? This new Fangoria, I don't know what this is in a lot of ways. I keep mentioning that the layout is far inferior. I mean, Scream magazine from the UK has better layouts than this. Okay. Also, there's some things I notice in here. There seems to be a lot of like, I don't know, like networking of promoting people that you've never heard of, who are probably, people that are who have hobnobbed with the editorial staff. Let's say the only saving grace in this whole thing is Mike Gingold. Okay? And I'm not a guy. I don't always agree with Mike Gingold. Okay? But Mike Gingold is here, and he's in Rue Morgue. Okay, of course, Rue Morgue, regardless of its own little dalliance with the modern uh, politics, it still has a great layout. Okay? I'm a layout queen. You see why I said that. So, of course, we like to go to the editorial here. If you're reading the subscriber dips of this issue, which I don't have, on your way to the page, you've no doubt clocked the Queens of the Dead cover. Queens of the Dead. Harkens back to the classic Day of the Dead cover. What is this? Queens of the Dead. Okay. So basically, they're talking about apparently one of George Romero's daughter. Of course, remember George was married. He got divorced, right? But his first wife, you see her in some of the films. I'm assuming this is a daughter from the first marriage. She's some kind of DJ in Brooklyn, my hometown. Of course, George's hometown is the Bronx, right? And he's basically talking about how these queens of the dead, steeped in queer and drag culture, but it's a Romero zombie movie through and through. All right, so I know you're like, dude, what the hell is all with all this gay stuff? Well, I like in Rue Morgue, you see it all the time. The queers, they claim horror. Now I don't. I'm for everybody having everything, right? But looking at it, it's just interesting. There's a lot of virtue signaling. Can you still use that word anymore? A lot of that going on. Okay, especially particularly with this. Okay, it's. And if you bought the newsstand cover, that's all good. The Queens of the Dead said is still yours for the enjoyment. Predator Badlands looks pretty dope too. That's dope, yo. Dude, man, come on, fuck out of here, dude. There's a horror magazine. So I don't care. A Predator, whatever. Okay, let's just get into it. Let's get into it. I'm gonna go over everything. You know, like for example, like this, the portrait of an artist. Who the hell is this guy? I don't know who this dude is. They put him up. He must know somebody. Yeah. Oh, the Mermaid Parade. The other parade. I don't ever remember this as a kid. Living like 10 minutes from Coney Island. So I think it was a hipster's 90s thing. So this, I heard about this film. I just don't. I know, maybe it's Mike Ingold. Oh, this is I think this is 28 years later. Oh, my friend. Oh, that's right. You take that, native English person. Basically talking about how the franchise follow-ups, because always bringing up Season of the Witch, okay, which was a successful film, but not as successful as the previous Halloween. So it was it was now has gotten a proper cult following. I keep saying, man, Halloween 3. As a kid, I didn't like this film. This film, probably the biggest film to ever like win me over years later, right? God. Well, Mike Gingold again. I see Mike seems to be writing the articles I like. So this, I want to see this film. Of course, you've probably heard of this film. A film told from the perspective of a dog trying to protect his family from the supernatural threat. It's interesting. The filmmaker actually had his own dog in it. I thought it was cool. Did you always intend for your own dog to star? No. I wrote the film expecting I use another dog, an actor dog. Oh, you're not an actor dog? Come on, man. And interesting things about the film, right? Like they shot the film right from the good boy when just 19 inches off the ground, almost the entire film. So the human actors are mostly seen from the chest down, which is what the height that the dog would see. That's kind of cool. And the interesting here of like elements of, in order to film this, right? Yeah, they many employed elements of shooting in reverse scenes where it looks like India is being pulled by a chain, and dragging him towards some spaces. Is it in the dark? Is a tennis ball a bowl of food? He really wants to go to it. And off camera, my wife is holding his back legs and telling him to wait, and then playing it in reverse. That's really interesting, right? To film this dog. But I thought one thing that's interesting here, in terms of the dog's perspective, a lot about modern day life would seem supernatural. And I argue the opposite, actually. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but to a dog, right, every threat, I mean, the supernatural that he's trying to protect it. He doesn't know the supernatural from the natural from nothing. The world of a canine, the world of any animal, whether domesticated or not, is a world steeped in struggle and predatory, predation. It would just see the supernatural threat only means anything to humans. This thing would just see any other threat, all the same. Okay, a threat to his pack. So, but still, I definitely want to see this film. We got just says, Izzy Lee. Oh, check this out. Check this out. Right, you have a fearless woman director. More than 20 short films to her name. Films are assertive, unapologetic, and razor sharp. The result of a woman who's confident in her voice and unafraid to use. I read that, I just go boring. I think it's funny. I'm sure the stuff she does is very, very edgy and very cutting edge. Right. Female topics, they don't get talked about in media very often. It's or the male dominant. I mean, this whole fucking modern society, we just bend over backwards, okay, for women. But I will use this caveat: it is not ultimately for the benefit of the woman. It is for the subjugation, control of the housebound. Do you get what I'm saying? I like this. I am the bitch who won't go away. Man, there's a lot of you. There's a lot of you bitches. I want to have more conversations with people in the industry with power, right? Ozzy, she begged for money in a Kickstarter. Oh no, I'm being a dyke. Was this did you know Guillermo del Toro? Oh, how you doing, man? Hey, man, what you doing, man? He has done a Frankenstein film. Mia Goth is Elizabeth. I have absolutely no interest in this. You lost me years ago, hombre. So, mi amigo. They made a new Running Man. Why? With this every man that can get. He stole my look. This is how when you see me, you'll see me more and more. This is pretty much how I dress all the time. As you can see, it's even a crappy Rue Morgue is like still better than this one. This is one of the better Fangos. Straight up. Or some Estonian movie. Look, it's good to see that Europeans are looking more and more American. Isn't that great? Okay, so now here we go. Now, when I saw this, I'm like, ooh, is this... I'm not sure. I think this is Tina Romero. It doesn't say it's Tina Romero, the daughter of George Romero. I think that's listen. I'm not gonna do this. I'm not do this. It's obviously her. Okay, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna say anything about her. I'm not gonna insult the daughter of a man who I respect a lot. I think I'm making this up. I mean it. In terms of a filmmaker, one of the most influential filmmakers to me, and a good human being. So look at that. Oh. So I'm not gonna say much about this. More about the article. It's just interesting in terms of like the language, of course, the an active ally, right? Let's see. Well, I told you I was an ally back in the day. So I was an ally when you would get your ass kicked and threatened in the village at night, trying to defend your drag queen, friends. Okay, but who is threatening us? Who was causing problems back then? Here's a hint. It's the same people you see now in any video footage of anything anywhere. So yeah, it's like I like this. It brings I've always been as a black person with the big B. Okay, my heart lies with Ben. Right? Of course, Ben, who was actually him being black was incidental to the original story. Civil rights, over consumerism, military federalization, all valid things actually. Fears of immigration. Well, the old society being overtaken by a new society. But something's missing from the Romero catalog of cultural critique. Something that slays. That slay term is funny. You get me? Do I get you? Well, it's funny. Actually, if you ever saw Night Riders, remember there's a scene in there that actually is a nod to what you're getting at. But regardless, so now it's 2020 something. And they're talking about the daughter. Apparently, his daughter, she's a DJ in Brooklyn's queer nightlife in Bushwick. Now, this is ironic because my oldest friend, who was one of the aforementioned drag queens that I was that was someone I knew since childhood, actually works in that area, and has gone in a quite different direction, at least politically. Club Kid, remember the Club Kids back in the '90s, the one that murdered the drug dealer. Hey, so we're just going through it. There's not really much to see here. It's about what you expect. Dying civilizations. Like I said, I'm not gonna say much. Hey, you know what? You could I've seen zombies just like this in Bushwick. So have I. So have I. I've seen zombies too. So you don't want to see the video of what the zombies look like, but and then they make a big deal of the FX. I like this here. Challenge for today. You say the makeup FX industry is dominated by men helps nobody, as the cultures of beauty and glam are equally important. Okay, what does that mean? It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean a damn thing. So apparently the makeup artists are mostly women. Oh, that's so great. So that's so awesome. Anyway, let me get away from that. There's no point to it. So hey, why don't you do a feature on a very successful, intelligent, well done, surprising horror film that seemed to come out of nowhere? Why don't you do in the print? Why don't you do something on weapons? Hey, anyway, more transgressions. So some old school filmmaker, but it doesn't. It seems like all the same thing. I think it's right. It's all the same thing. It's hard to create true independent art in an environment expressly hostile to it. Yeah, hostile to it. There's a lot of themes that could be done in films, which will be people will be very hostile to some of those ideas, and it's up to someone to try to get some of these ideas out, maybe somehow. So, but anyway, come on, man, come on. So, the creep tapes, I have no interest in any of this. That's what I'm saying. Very. And for example, VHS, I'm a fan of the VHS franchise. VHS 85 is one of the best low-budget horror films I think I've seen in the last few years, okay? But the article describing VHS Halloween seems very. It makes me not want to see it. Okay, you're not. The point of this is not to make me not want to see the film because of the article in it. I mean, this is what is this baby? This disgusting. Disgusting. So this interesting thing here when they filmed the scene in Florida for the opening of a actual good horror film, Day of the Dead, with the alligator. The alligator was hard to control. Can you imagine? So, but you know, it's just maybe there wasn't much to go over here. What did I do here? Shudder. Right? They wanted the horror channel, and they finally came out with the horror channel called Shudder. So, in a violent nature. Remember that scene? What is this? Oh, more drag queens. They love the drag queens in the horror. It's a huge thing. So, the Dragula, all this stuff is really big. And here's a hint. Guess who it's pretty obvious. The biggest fan of all this drag horror stuff are straight white liberal women. So, amazing. What would you do without them, boys? Funny. All right, and like I said, the people I never heard of. There seems to just be like a lot of brown nosing going on with people you never heard of, or projects that would never be anything unless they had the ear of this vanity project, fucking fake Fangoria. So we're rounding it out. Oh look, there's horror. Look, it's more. Everything is female, right? You got vampire feminists, Homo sapiens. It's just the vampire subgenre has maternal side. In this world, vampirism is sisterhood. And pregnancy is an honorable cause for slaughter. What the hell does that mean? We got more. Oh, another woman. Okay, and then we got another character, another woman, and then we got another character. You get what I'm saying? Oh, you don't like women? Oh man. Hey, I'm sorry. I subjected you to this. So, but you gotta see what the true horror is.